Hello everyone, welcome to today's video where today you can see we have you can see the figures right there because I didn't want to pull them all out one by one, but we have the West Coast Avengers Marvel Legends box set, and it's the box set. It looks nice. It's by Hasbro. It's got some of the core West Coast Avengers team. You got Hank Pym, you got Tigra, you got Mockingbird, Spider-Woman's right there. Then you got Iron Man, and I'm pretty sure this is after Tony came back. And then I like seeing the heads up there. I think that's a pretty cool callback. And then, right there it has the logo, and then it says all the people. And I'm sure you've seen this a million times. It's got all of the faces on the side. And I'm knocking over Spider-Woman, but that's okay. And then it's got the actual, we'll just let her fall down. And it's got like the action figure version of that on the side. You see all the accessories on the back. The faces again. But yeah, I picked these up because West Coast Avengers is actually my favorite offset of the Avengers. It's my favorite version of the Avengers. Ever since I was a kid, I've really loved the West Coast Avengers. I also read a lot of Great Lakes Avengers. Maybe not a lot, but probably more than the average person. So yeah. Let's start off with the figure I've probably was least excited for, this guy, and mostly because I saw Robo's video, I've seen a couple of videos. I'm just gonna pull everyone out of the way so it focuses on him. And he doesn't have the best articulation for what I'd like in my Iron Man. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just look at him, and he looks nice. There's not really a lot of paint to look at. There's like paint there, and then paint on the face, and that's about it. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of all he comes with. And we're gonna do each figure one at a time, and then we'll do articulation, and then we will do size comparisons and accessories and all that one at a time. So for articulation, the head does not go up very far, which I do not like. The head does not look down at all, but you get some pretty good tiltage. So I guess better than nothing, I guess. And then the arm can move all the way around and move up to there. You got a bicep swivel. Oh, I'm not even showing it off. You got a bicep swivel, double jointed, pinned elbow. These are, this is the only one in the box that is actually pinned, so that's cool. The torso can only crunch that far forward. You can go that far back. You got a twist there. You can kick out that far. You got a upper thigh swivel, double jointed pinned legs, and then you got forward facing pin for rocker, hinge that'll go back that far and forward that far. And then let's just pull him back into a good neutral stance. Okay, for accessories, he comes with a couple of blast effects that you can plug into the hands or the feet, standard with Iron Man figures. And then he comes with some hands, fisted hands. And I like that these are, not just reuse. Neither pair are just reuse. They have like the panels on the back, which I like. I like that. It's good that it's more accurate. This is a more white Silver Centurion armor than what people would think of as being silver, but this is kind of how it looked in the comics, so I like this version. And for size comparisons, we're going to keep it brief because I have a couple extra figures I'm also just going to throw in. We're just going to do the 80th anniversary, or this is the 20th anniversary Iron Man, and then we have the retro War Machine, and these could all be the same character. I don't remember if Rhodey wore this, but if you wanted to, you could put this with your West Coast Avengers, because Rhodey was wearing this suit for a time until they found out that it was Rhodey, and they got mad because they felt like he betrayed them or whatever. And then Tony comes back from his alcoholism and all that, and then he comes and joins the team. So yeah, I'll also show him off Well, at the end, I'll show the retro Hawkeye and everything. Okay, so next we have the figure I was probably next least excited for, which is just Hank Pym. Don't get me wrong, this is a good figure actually, but it's just Hank Pym. It's just a dude in suit, and I'm an Ant-Man guy through and through, but this is a core member of the West Coast Avengers, so it's a character we needed, and I'm glad we got it. And I get that they put it in a box set with more selling characters because they knew this probably wouldn't sell very well on his own. So yeah, so he is reuse of that old, well not old, that it was used for, I believe, Dormammu and Red Skull in the Zimnu Build-A-Figure wave. I think that's where it was debuted at. So this just uses that body. It's pinless. You can see the articulation isn't the best, but I don't really need it to be the best for Hank Pym. And then, as you can see, the elbows look really weird when you bend them all the way. It's cold today, so it's going to be a little hard for articulation. But the elbows look a little weird, and then the knees look a little weird. But, like I always say, it's an action figure. It doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, you can get pretty much full range out of the arms and legs. And then the torso, you're not really going to get a lot. The head is on a ball joint up at the top. It's in the dumbbell-like type joint. And then he's got a joint down at the bottom of the neck, too. So you get really good head movement. So that's cool. And then I thought he came with an extra head that was angry, because that's what I would associate with Hank Pym, but I guess he doesn't. All he comes with is an alternate gripping or, like, grabbing hand for this side, and then he comes with, like, a trigger finger hand for this side. You could use, like, some science stuff with that, I'm assuming is what it's meant for. So yeah, and then for size comparisons, I actually forgot to grab Wasp, but I'm not gonna go get her because she's in a flight pose, and I like the flight pose she's in. I don't really want to mess with her. But we do have the older Ant-Man. I think this is meant to be Scott Lang, so you could actually have these both together on a shelf, and they would look fine together. And then I don't really have anything else to compare him to, so I'm just gonna throw in. The War Machine, Iron Man from this box set. So yeah, he looks pretty good. This was this very skinny character, so it's kind of out of scale if you're asking me, but not a big, huge deal. Okay. So next, it's kind of a toss-up now because I really was excited about all three of these last characters, but I guess we will go Spider-Woman next, because this is not my favorite Spider-Woman. My favorite Spider-Woman is Silk, so, I like Julia Carpenter, and I like Jessica Drew. I'm probably going to pick up the older Julia Carpenter figure to put on my Spider-Verse shelf, and then also a Jessica Drew because I want to have all the Spider-Women. So, yeah, this is a very great figure. This is just a very classic, the head sculpt looks awesome, the hair looks awesome. I kind of think I like the other one's hair look better. This one looks kind of granny-ish to me, but it's classic, so I like it. I like it for a West Coast Avengers shelf, but this isn't the type of Spider-Woman I would put on my Spider-Verse shelf, really, I don't think. But she still looks great, and she gets pretty good. This was before they debuted the Black Widow body, so none of them have, like, amazing movement, but they have all the classic, pinless elbows, pinless knees, and it's going to be the same for all of them, so I'm just going to do it for her. Except for I will show Mockingbird's range in her arms, but because she doesn't have the double jointed elbows. But yeah, she comes with these two open hands and then a pair of swappable fisted hands. And for size comparisons, I don't have any of my spider people out, but I will pull out a couple of characters to put her next to. So I'm gonna put her next to, we're gonna go White Vision, because I do have a White Vision, and then we're gonna go Scarlet Witch. Yeah, and I don't really want to take Scarlet Witch out of her pose either, but yeah, as you can see, they all look pretty nice together, so that's good. And then next, we've got, I'd say, I guess Mockingbird. Even though I really like this figure, I don't know. The last two are really the two I was most excited for, so I'm just going to do Mockingbird next just because I want to show her off next to Clint Barton. So, really, she looks nice, just like Spider-Woman. I don't think I showed off the back of Spider-Woman, but you can see the Spider emblem does carry on to the back. And I think they all look nice. I think this box set is a real winner for me. But yeah, these should be a lot lower, but without cloth, I feel like that wouldn't work very well in action figure form, so I'm actually glad that they kind of toned it down. So, and then the elbows can go in that far, which is pretty good. You got, this one actually has a hinge, not a dumbbell joint, and I believe Julia Carpenter also has a hinge up at the top of her head. Yeah, okay. So none of the females have dumbbell joints, they're all hinges, so okay. And then this, she just has, you know, waving hair in the wind, which is cool and all, but I kind of wish, I don't know, I wish she had a more relaxed head, I guess. Well, I wish this had like an angry head sculpt, and then she had a more relaxed, like, hair with this, with a more neutral hair or head, I guess. But she does look nice, and I do like this costume. I also really like the pants costume too, so really any costume for her would work well for me. So that, for accessories, she comes with 2 gripping hands, and she comes with these 2 batons, you know, so those are nice. And then she comes with the bigger, you know, bow staff thing. And yeah, they're all very great accessories. I think she probably has the best accessories for this set, if I'm being honest. And then next, probably the one I was most excited for is Tigra. I'm a pretty big Tigra fan. I've always liked Tigra's design, and I just like her. But once again, she has the same articulation, but she does look nice. She has an extra point of articulation because she has a tail, so that can just move around. And on camera, she looks a little bit less orange, but she's pretty orange in person. She's not like Cheeto orange like the old one was, but she's a nice shade of orange. So she has pretty much the same articulation. The feet don't really want to stand up, and as you can see, feet do not want to stand up, so I'm just gonna hold her here. For accessories, she comes with a angry head sculpt. You got the hair flaring out, which is nice. And then to go with that, you have clawed hands for each hand. And then for size comparisons, I figured I would just compare these two and then put Clint in there as well. So we're gonna see if I can actually get them stood up. We're gonna put them up against the wall, actually. We'll do that. And then we'll fix the camera, and then we will put Clint. And yeah, it'll look nice together. So, this box set is really nice, and I now have pretty much all of the West Coast Avengers that I feel like I need. Because I also picked up the US Agent. I haven't reviewed these. I'm not going to review him. And I'm also not going to review the Wonder Man, because I basically just reviewed the limbs of Wonder Man on this Hank Pym. So they basically reuse arms and legs from each other, but the torso is like a ball joint type thing, I think, but he does not get good range. But I just kind of wanted to show what they look like. And for accessories, Wonder Man comes with these grippy hands, like, you know, like style posed hands, whatever you want to call them, and these blast effects that usually they put with Black Widow pistols, but he has little plugins so he can pretend like he's flying, because, you know, he's an actor. And I was gonna pull out Beast for a size comparison because, you know, they are like best friends, but I don't really want to go grab my beast and take him out. And those you kind of lose those in the actual costume, but they're there. And then for accessories for US Agent, he comes with a alternate grip hand, and then an alternate splayed out hand, and then of course it comes with a shield. It's a little dusty. It comes with the shield, and you can just peg that in the back or put it on his wrist. I'm gonna peg it in the back for now. And that kind of just completes the look. It's a little small, but it's not bad. So yeah, that's the West Coast Avengers kind of reviewed, and I was really excited to get these guys, and I'm excited to get a West Coast Avengers display going because that's my favorite version of the Avengers. I plan on picking up that new Moon Knight from the Blackheart Build-A-Figure series. I do have a Moon Knight already, but that's the Moon Knight I associate with West Coast Avengers, so that's the Moon Knight I will be using. So I just wanted to get everybody in a shot. Let's see what they all look like lined up together. You gotta put the leader of them in the middle, of course. Maybe. But that's what they all look like with, or that's what these two look like with Clint. And then we'll put Julia there. And none of these are going to be probably standing up straight because the women do not want to stand right now. Tiger's tail just fell off. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording and then get everyone set up. Okay, so this is basically all of the West Coast Avengers put together. You got the leader in the middle, and then you got the others on the sides. So we're going to pull out everyone that was not in this box set. And then we're going to... These two, by the way, I like these figures. They're not the best figures. This is not my preferred... Well, this actually is my preferred look for Wonder Man, probably, but I also really love his costume look. So, maybe it's just because the articulation's not that great in the torso in this one that I hope we get an updated costume look. But as far as the box set goes, I think it's a pretty good box set, and I hope we get more like it. More that I actually want every figure from it. Because there's a lot of box sets out there that I don't give a shit about half the figures from or whatever, like the Wolverine box set. I don't really care that much about Cyber or the shirtless Wolverine, but I like the Morlocks, so, you know, Callisto is a character I want, and then I like Omega Red, you know, stuff like that. So this is a good box set with a couple setbacks, but no action figures perfect, and I think these are fun, and these are going to go on a dedicated shelf. These all are getting a dedicated shelf. I'll probably have to pick up 2 more of her because I want to put one with the Avengers, one with the West Coast Avengers, and then one with my Brotherhood. And so, yeah, that sucks that I'll probably have to be spending more money on the same action figure, but she's a good character and a good figure, so yeah, I really recommend this. I recommend picking them up on Big Bad Toy Store. That's where I got them. It's a little more expensive. It's $100 instead of, I think Amazon currently runs the sale for this pack like $60 sometimes, but Amazon also gets returns back, and people swap out the figures, or their drivers sometimes do it. It's a whole thing, and I trust Big Bad Toy Store, and they've never done anything like that to me, so I recommend using them. It's a little more expensive, but I would recommend doing it right now while it's on sale. Big Bad Toy Store has it listed for $189, but it's been on sale for like the past 3 months for $99, and that's what I picked it up for, and I don't regret it. I mean, it's not exactly a steal of a sale, but it's a good sale, I think. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.